video. Okay, let's go over some sight words. This is the word stand. Can everyone say stand for me?
Stand.
Not stain, stand. And. So actually this is the word and right here. And then when you put a ST, it's an S blend and it becomes st and stand. Okay, so I stand in the front of the class to teach you, right? I stand in the front of the class to teach you. So for stand, what I want you to do is I want you to get up and stand. S-T-A-N-D, stand. Oh, I know we're tired after spring break. Monday is always hard. When we come back from spring break, I know we are tired. Even Mrs. Cooper is tired. I don't like to admit that, but I am also tired. So, stand. Yes, somehow I got no sleep over spring break. Somehow. Okay. This is the word differ. Can everyone say differ? Differ. Kind of like different. Okay, so differ. So I'm going to say that this hand differs from this hand. You could do anything. Hold up different numbers on each hand. They differ. Okay, so it's kind of like different. Okay, D-I-F-F-E-R, differ. Okay, these words are a little bit trickier, so bear with me. Okay, this is the word live. Can everyone say live? Live, good. And to live, we're just going to do some nice breaths. L-I-V-E, live. We live, right? We're alive, we live. Hey, Emmy, I just saw you pop back on there, girly. What color would you like on the graph for your tooth?
Blue.
Blue, like a dark blue?
The light blue.
The light blue. Alright, give me 1 second. Okay, gotcha, girl. I just wouldn't do that before I forgot. Alright, so we have live. Now, we've been talking about this term pretty much since about November of this year, of this school year. But this word is cause. Can everyone say cause?
Cause.
Cause. It's like when we talk about cause and effect. Remember, we talk about cause and effect, and we're going to talk about that a little bit this week with a book we're going to read, Dragons Love Tacos. But cause and effect. So, if I, do all my homework throughout the school day, the effect would be that I'd have time to go home and play outside or play video games or read a book for enjoyment, okay? So the cause was that I could do all my work, and I still can't think of a good motion for cause, but we'll think of one throughout the week. We don't have to think of one today, but we'll think of one throughout the week. So keep that in your brain. We'll talk about it more tomorrow, okay? So I want everyone to have some time today and tonight to think about a motion for cause, and then we'll go over them tomorrow and decide which ones we're going to use, all right? Not which one's the best, because everyone's ideas are always the best. Alrighty, so for phonics, we're moving out of our controlled vowels. I had to say, see you later to Captain Jewel. She sailed to the Indian Ocean to teach other students. Those are controlled vowels. But we are talking about some double O words and words that have, oops, sorry, something in my eyeball. Words that have the sounds oo or And we're going to talk about later this week, but today, when the boot twins, so these are called boot twins, okay? When the boot twin takes his brother's boots and teases him saying, "Ooh, I got your boots," Okay? There's a bunch of different words that have the ooh sound. Okay? So a bunch of different words that have the ooh sound. So he steals his boots. Okay? And then he says, ooh, I got your boots. So that is the double O that says ooh. For words like, this is a place you can go to see a whole bunch of animals. Anyone know? You pay a ticket. Darren?
Zoo.
A zoo. Can everyone say zoo for me? Zoo. Good. Zoo. This word, K, is the sound that a cow makes. Riley.
Moo.
Moo. Can everyone say moo for me? Moo. Moo. Okay. This is a word to describe something that can be really fast, or it's another type of video chatting tool that teachers aren't allowed to use. Do we know? Z. Zoom. 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 Can everyone say zoom for me? Zoom. I'm faster than the speed of light. Zoom. Good. Okay. These are all different types of easy. You got a bunch for Christmas, like a power drill, a screwdriver, a hammer. They're all types of what, easy? A tool. Right, good. Tool. So a tool. Tool. Good. Okay. This is at the base of a plant. It sucks up nutrients from the soil, and it helps anchor the plant. What's that, Zoe?
A root.
Root. Can everyone say root for me? Root. Very good job. Mrs. Cooper teaches from her home office, but it's also a Alice? Oh, school would be one, yeah. We're going to talk about that one tomorrow, so keep it in your brain. Good job. Good job. This is I'm in a, Darren, you're in a, Cameron, you're in a, Cameron, what? What?
Room.
A room. Can everyone say room for me? Room. Very good job. I swam in one of these over spring break. I swam in one. Aubrey?
Pool.
A pool. Good job. Can everyone say pool for me?
Pool.
Pool. Good. And the last word we're going to do is soon. Can everyone say soon for me? Soon. Soon it will be summer. It'll be here before you know it, friends. It is craziness how quickly the school year went. It blows my mind sometimes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to pop you back up here. And I am going to read our book. And our activity for today is we're going to be talking about story sequencing, okay, and like story elements. So another review type of day, okay. I didn't want it to be anything we learned anything new. I know we're kind of tired. I know we're kind of groggy and sleepy. So I wanted it to be something a little bit more simple. Before I read my book, though, just so I don't forget, let's go ahead and let's sing Aubrey happy birthday, and then let's sing Emmy happy birthday. You ready?
Yeah.
Unmute, friends. Unmute. Easy's ready. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Aubrey. Happy birthday to you. Wow, that was awesome. And many more. Love it. Okay. Alrighty. Now we're gonna do Emmy. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Emmy. Happy birthday to you. Ah, cha-cha-chas. You got cha-cha-chas on that one. And anymore. Man. Woo. Okay. Awesome saucery. Alright. So now we are going to read our book, I Need My Monster, written by Amanda Knoll, and it's illustrated by Howard McWilliam. So illustrated by Howard McWilliam. Oh, there we go. That's way better. Okay. Tonight, when I looked under the bed for my monster, I found this note instead. Gone fishing. Back in a week. Gabe. What was I going to do? I needed a monster under my bed. How was I supposed to get to sleep if my monster was gone? I tried to sleep, but it wasn't the same without Gabe. I missed his ragged breathing. His nose whistling. The scratching of his uncut claws. How would I ever get to sleep without Gabe's familiar scary noises and his spooky green ooze? It was no use. Gabe would be gone for a week, and I just had to have a monster. I climbed quietly out of my bed so my parents wouldn't hear me. Grown-ups have some strange ideas about monsters under the beds. I knocked on the floorboards. Then I scrambled back under my covers. I waited nervously. Would a new monster appear? What would he be like? Would his snorting be as cheerful as Gabe's? When I heard some creaking under my bed, I knew that the substitute monster had arrived. "Good evening," said a low, breathy voice. "My name is Herbert, and I will be your monster for the evening." Herbert? What kind of name is that for a monster? You don't sound scary at all. Have you ever even scared a kid before? Well, no, but I have read all the best books on the topic. Do you have long teeth and scratchy claws? I asked. No, I have an overbite and I'm a mouth breather. Listen. Do you see him down there? Herbert's panting was kind of scary, but it wasn't enough for me. Listen, Herbert, I'm sorry. I just don't think this is going to work. It's nothing personal, but I really need a monster with claws. Picky, picky, Herbert complained. As you wish. I'll go. There was some more creaking, then Herbert was gone. Some scratching warned me that a second monster had appeared. "Good evening," he said in a high, silky voice. "My name is Ralph. I understand you need a monster with claws. If you would please lean over, I will hold out an arm for inspection." I crouched on the edge of the bed, hoping to see a horrible, shaggy arm with sharp, ragged nails. Instead, I was surprised to see sleeky, brushed fur with smooth, shiny claws. "Excuse me, I don't mean to be rude," I asked, "but is that nail polish on your claws?" "Yes, it is," Ralph replied. "I believe professional monsters should be always be well groomed." I could tell that this was not going to work either. "I'm sorry to disappoint you, Ralph, but I need a monster with scary claws." Like Gabe, I thought. I heard some more scratching, and I knew Ralph was gone. A minute later, a third voice from under the bed rasped. "Check out these claws, kid!" I gathered my courage and I peered over the edge. The claws were impressive, jagged and dark, and razor sharp. So far, so good. I was a little nervous. "Could you stick out your tail?" I whispered. "Sure, but don't get scared." I peeked through my fingers at the slimy tail slithering over the foot of my bed. That's when I noticed the bow. "Are you a girl monster?" "Of course I am," she snapped. "I'm Cynthia. Do you have a problem with that?" Yeah, I do," I admitted. "I definitely need a boy monster. Boy monsters are for girls, and girl monsters are for girls. Everybody knows that." "Well, aren't you a picky one?" She sniffed, and then she was gone. I don't necessarily think that's true. I think if I wanted a boy monster, I could have a boy monster. Was I being too picky? No. I knew that my monster needed to be well-clawed and menacing. The whole point of having a monster, after all, was to keep me in bed, imagining all the scary stuff that they could do if I got out. Then I heard a shuffling noise and some slobbering. A fourth monster was under my bed. "Hey, the name's Mac." One look at his claws proved that Mac was a big, scruffy boy monster. Whew, I shivered. Maybe this one would work out. "Those are excellent claws, but do you have a long tail?" I leaned over to see. "Nah, my tail is stompy," Max slurped. "But I do have an unusually long tongue." "Why would I be afraid of a long tongue?" I asked. "Oh, I don't know," he said, trying to sound terrifying. "You never know when I might lick you!" I fell back on the bed, laughing. "Well, if you're not even going to try to work with me," Mac whined. I held in my giggles. "I really don't think you should send me away," he warned. "Kids who reject 5 monsters in one night." "I did not reject 5 monsters tonight," I interrupted. "My regular monster went fishing." "Fishing, eh? Maybe you just left because you're so picky." "Fine, I'm out of here," But I wouldn't expect another monster tonight if I were you. How was I ever going to get to sleep without my monster? I was surprised to hear more creaking under the bed. Loud creaking, with scratching. I thought no more monsters were going to appear tonight, I said. Sorry I'm late, kid. Woo! It was Gabe! I thought I would enjoy fishing, but I didn't, he explained. Those fish scared too easily. No challenge at all. You, however, are challenging, my friend. You're almost too old to be afraid of monsters. You keep me on my toes. Ah, toes. A delicious snack. The bed quivered as Gabe's stomach rumbled with hunger. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to start the evening with an ominous puddle of drool. I peeked over the edge of the bed. Green ooze spread soundlessly from underneath. Then the bed trembled as Gabe unfurled his spiked tail. He was daring me to guess where he might pop up. I shivered. So, you had some substitute monsters tonight, Gabe said, sharpening his claws on my bedpost. Were you scared? Then Gabe started tapping. I could tell he wanted to know if I still needed him. No other monster could scare me like you, I giggled, diving under my covers and pulling them up tight. Through the blanket, I heard Gabe's soft, comforting snorts. Ha! I knew it! We're made for each other, he growled. When my blanket started to slip off the bed, I knew Gabe was ready to eat. Now, if you could please stick your foot out, he said. I'd like to nibble your pinky. I yanked my blanket back up and scrunched my feet in so Gabe couldn't get them. No toes tonight, but you can have this, I offered, pushing a pillow off the bed. I didn't even hear it hit the floor. Gabe was back. The ooze was perfect. Everything was back to normal. I'd shivered again. I'd be asleep in no time. The end. So today what you're going to do is you're going to be putting this story into order and be sequencing the story and kind of just talking about what happened in the beginning, the middle, and the end of the story. So who could remind me what happened at the beginning of the story? What happened at the beginning of the story? Easy?
He went fishing, Gabe.
Gabe went fishing, right? And the little boy, Ethan, needed his monster, right? So in the middle of the story, he had a whole bunch of different substitute monsters, right? And some, they just didn't have the right claws. They had painted claws, right? Some were girls and they had bows, and he was pretty upset about that. Then he had a monster, right, with a big long tongue, and he giggled because he didn't think that was funny at all. And finally, at the end of the story, who came back? George?
Gabe.
Gabe came back at the end of the story, right? And then Ethan was able to shiver up and snuggle up and fall back asleep. So that's basically story sequencing, beginning, middle, and end, okay? So that is all I have for you today for our ELA lesson, and I'll see you all for math in about 20 minutes.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Bye.